Hey there, we're Shannon and Jerry Arner, your hosts of the Arner Adventures podcast.
We're a minimalist couple driven by intentional living and adventure.
Burned out from the 24/7 grind of running our business, we traded the hustle and the bustle for something more meaningful.
We parted ways with most of our belongings and moved to the coast.
Listen along as we chat about life's challenges, share inspiring stories of those who have taken big leaps to live a life outside of the norm,
and help you live with more intention and less physical and mental clutter.
Each episode is a step toward doing and being just a little bit better for ourselves and the world around us.
Life's an adventure after all. Join us for the ride.
It's the Arner Adventures podcast. Hello, everybody.
Hello there. Hopefully, you're having a really great day. Tell them what we're doing, Jer.
We call this a bed rot day. We've been really busy, and
yeah,
we're having a day inside. It's a Sunday right now.
As we record this, it's drizzling outside.
Drizzling, rainy Sunday morning. Perfect place to be.
And we moved our little recording setup studio to our bed.
Mm-hmm. I got a big...
got a big what?
Waterfalls on the TV screen from YouTube.
I was going to say, let's be a little... Let's censor some stuff, Jer.
Yep. That almost took a turn for the
for the different rating for this podcast.
Yeah. But anyway, back to the PG format. We've
this is not an explicit episode. This one's really, I think, a really great episode. It's one of those things that we love talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. So today we're going to talk about our favorite ways to save money that don't feel like you're budgeting, that don't feel like it's so much of a restraint.
That's right, yeah. You've probably noticed that even a simple trip to the grocery store or a quick errand somehow turns into spending far more than you expected.
Yeah, and it isn't just you, if you're sitting there thinking about that, whether it's groceries, insurance, streaming services, everyday household items. It feels like, no, it doesn't just feel like, prices have quietly crept up on just about everything. Let me just give a little example here. I just want to talk about this.
Okay, you're good with that.
We love the veggie lasagna at Lidl. If you have a Lidl near you, we highly encourage you to go and try the frozen veggie lasagna.
Yeah.
It is delicious. It's easy to just pop in the oven and just, cook, and you don't have to really do anything to it. You just let it cook. It's really good, right, Jerem?
It is. It's even if there's not a Lidl close to you, it's worth an hour's long drive.
Oh, sure. Maybe stock up.
Yeah, stock up. Mm-hmm.
So for years we have gotten it, and it's been like $5 or $5.99.
Yeah.
You go now and it is $7.99. And it is so upsetting to me. Yeah. It's still a great deal for a meal, but it's so upsetting. And so it is evident. It doesn't just feel like prices are going up. You probably know this. We're probably preaching to the choir. But even when we're trying to be mindful about our spending, it can still feel like, the bank account's disappearing faster than it used to, because it does.
That's right. Yeah. And even if the price stays the same on things now, the quantity is down, so
yes.
It's like either way, they're gonna get you.
Totally.
Totally. But it's just the way of the world, it's the way things got to go right now. Yeah. So you want to talk about some of our favorite ways to save the money?
Yeah. And let's make sure that we make it clear that we're not financial experts by any means.
No.
We're not here to tell you to skip your daily coffee or stop enjoying your life. We're also, not suggesting that you become a minimalist to save money, but over the years, we've made a few lifestyle changes that have naturally helped us spend less without feeling like we're constantly sacrificing some of the things that we enjoy, right?
That's right. Yeah. If you're looking for simple ways to stretch your budget while still living a full life, here are some ideas that have worked for us.
Yeah.
We don't always stick with the same products, but this is one we've actually kept around.
Yeah, Dan, our old friend, has just kind of become part of our everyday routine for years, especially when life gets busy, we're traveling a lot, or things feel a little chaotic.
Yeah, and it's easy, too. A few pumps into my coffee or water, and I'm done. Nothing complicated.
We love that. We love that it's made from whole hemp flour and doesn't feel overly processed. It just fits into whatever we're doing instead of adding one more thing to remember.
Yeah, that's right. And their salve has been clutch for me. If I tweak my knee biking, overdo it on a hike, or wake up feeling like I slept wrong, I'll roll some on and get on with my day.
I love that the salve has that twist up stick too because there's no mess. It smells really fresh. And during the winter, I even use it on my achy hands because, I've talked about that. I get some achy hands in the winter. That happens sometimes.
Yeah, and then now moving to the mountains, that's going to be something.
Right.
Dan is going to be a big player.
That's true.
We actually keep one in the house and another in the car because somehow we always seem to need it after a long day outside.
And if you've been listening to the podcast for a while, first of all, thank you. You know that we're pretty simple folks. If something doesn't fit in our lifestyle, it usually disappears. Declutter that thing. This one has really stuck around, though.
That's probably the best compliment we can give anything.
It's true. If you'd like to check out Danadan for yourself, head over to arneradventures.com/Danadan and use code ADVENTURE to save 20% off.
Simple, easy, and made for real life.
Yes. So let me talk about the first one because I love this one.
Oh, I know you do.
So the first one is to check secondhand before buying new. Now, Jerry and I were talking about that this week, that there can be something that you see out at, I don't know, anywhere. And now we have our smartphones with us all the time, and you can reverse Google image to see, oh, like, I really like this sweater. I'm wondering if someone has purchased it before and maybe is selling it on Poshmark or Facebook Marketplace. When you reverse Google image something, you can see if it's available online somewhere. You'd be surprised at how many people on these places are selling new furniture, new home decor, kitchen items, outdoor gear for a fraction of the retail price. So recently, we found a beautiful laundry hamper and a set of bar stools through Facebook Marketplace that fit our home perfectly. We moved into our tiny abode and renovated and all this stuff, and had some needs of things that we didn't have, and one was just a perfect setup of these certain size bar stools that we needed for a little workspace, dining space, and a hamper. And we just, honestly, the prices for both of those things were super expensive. It was like, gosh, we want something that fits us decently and don't want to, kind of go down on the quality of these things. And we got on Facebook Marketplace, and our beautiful wooden hamper with a canvas kind of lining was $15.
$15.
Yeah. And then 2 bar stools that look like they came from like IKEA. They have a really nice little seat for like the butt area, and then it's really stable. The pair was $40, right?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they were nice. They were actually still wrapped slightly.
Yeah, those were brand new.
Brand new, yeah.
And if we had bought them new, we would have easily spent hundreds.
That's right, yeah.
So
Facebook Marketplace is something we're really warming up to.
And we were selling a lot on there too.
Selling a lot of
We sold a lot of things when we moved that we didn't want to move, we didn't need to move. And as we sort of declutter constantly, because we're always decluttering, we're selling a lot on there. Clothing, any smaller items we can usually sell on Poshmark, but if it's something a little bit larger that we need or want to buy, we get on Facebook Marketplace to save. We also love thrift stores that offer secondhand clothing. Nothing feels better than helping keep discarded items out of the landfill. And so buying secondhand, or even in these platforms like Facebook Marketplace, and you can buy brand new, you can save a lot more money than going and buying it at the retail price.
Oh, you sure can. And I like that you mentioned, you're not filling up that landfill as much because you're not throwing stuff away. You're getting something that somebody before Facebook Marketplace might have tossed, and now they're like, maybe somebody will give me $20 for this on the Facebook Marketplace.
Right.
Easy. And
it is.
Yeah. I met a nice guy the other day, the retired couple, and I think they had moved to a smaller place, maybe a brand new house, and he gave me he sold me the hamper for $15, and he said, "Yeah, my wife said the kids won't know what this is. It's not plastic like all the hampers now." And I said, "Well, we're not kids anymore. We know value when we see it."
Yeah, we do appreciate quality.
That's right.
You don't want a plastic something that you're going to have to get rid of soon because it's deteriorating or cracked, and then you're just putting it in the landfill.
Yeah, which it won't get rid of for for a couple centuries.
Right.
It'll just sit there and rot slowly.
That's true.
Now let's swing around to one of my favorites. Rediscover your local library. And I think it's one of your favorites too.
No, it totally is.
Oh my gosh. We go once a week now
We
to the
do.
library. We sort of compare notes on where we were in the last week, and are we still prioritizing the same things this week as we did a week ago?
Yeah, it's like a little meeting space for us as well to kind of get out of the house where we work all the time and get in a different environment.
Yeah.
And also borrow books.
Borrow books, yeah. And then I walk around and do a lot of browsing and getting to know our new library, which is actually one of the nicer libraries we've been in a while. So,
Totally.
yeah, that's been fun. And libraries, and this one has, I think has changed a lot from it has evolved from traditional libraries in a sense that it has a little bit of everything to it. Of course, there's still the basics going on there. You go to a library, you borrow a book, you take it home, and you bring it back. A day late, you give them a nickel, and
actually, there's no fees anymore.
Yeah, people they don't charge fees anymore.
No,
but
they do give you a date, and they automatically renew them as long as no one has requested it. But there's no more fees. I don't know if that's a national thing, but where we lived in Beaufort, there were no more fees, and where we live here in Western North Carolina, there are no fees.
Not doing the fees anymore, no. So that's a good thing. Yeah, it's.
And instead of buying every book or audiobook that catches your attention, oftentimes the library has it.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can request it, and you might have to wait a week or something, but it usually comes, and then you don't have to buy it. Now, I am all about supporting writers, authors. Obviously, we're writers. We would want someone to support our original content. We do have people support our content. However, if I wrote a book and it was available at the library, I would love for someone to check it out at the library.
Mm-hmm.
I know that there are plenty of free apps through the library, like Libby is one. We linked it in the show notes. If you drive a lot and you prefer audiobooks, I love audiobooks. You can sort of borrow them, I'm using my finger quotes, through the app, Libby, through your library. And Audible and other things like that are nice, but they do cost money. So if you're paying for that, maybe cancel the subscription to save money and, make sort of these small habits that save you money year round without feeling restrictive. And I'll tell you, there's truly no feeling that a library book smell can do. I mean, holding an actual book in your hands also feels great, but there's that library book smell that I just love. Am I crazy?
Yeah. No, that's not crazy at all. It's there's something about that kind of thing and having something tangible like that. And I've rediscovered that lately. I've been playing my albums because we got a new turntable, and there's something just so much better than that. There's a smell to your old albums. You're holding something and reading something, and it's so much different than just getting music digitally, And it's a neat feeling.
So number 3, speaking of borrowing books, borrow more and buy less. So not everything needs to be something you own forever. Maybe you need a ladder for a few hours. Nobody wants to go and buy a new ladder for something that you might need a couple times a year. A pressure washer for one weekend, a specialty cake pan that you're going to use once a year. Friends, neighbors, family members, Facebook communities, they're often so happy to lend these kinds of items, and chances are that you're going to be able to return the favor someday. So when you own less, it doesn't mean you have to do without. There's no reason that Jerry and I needed, where we used to live, a shovel, right?
Right.
You remember when we first moved to Beaufort? You know the story, right? About needing the shovel.
Yeah.
And we didn't even have a place to store a shovel. So it was like, why would we need it? And we needed it one time to put up something. It might have been our clothesline situation.
Yeah.
But we got on the Nextdoor app and we said, hey, would anybody mind letting us borrow a shovel? And so we did.
Yeah.
People really don't mind. And it might feel weird to go and walk up and knock on somebody's door and say, can I borrow your shovel? So do these things. Get on the Nextdoor app or even Facebook community pages. Where we live, probably where most people live, there's community pages of either your neighborhood or your area. And you can just get on there and say, does anyone have a ladder that I can borrow? Does anyone have a round cake pan that I can borrow? Most people do not mind. And just do that instead of spending money on things that you're going to use once or even one time a year. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't make sense to keep those items, to buy those items, and to make space for those items.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe just get in the habit of borrowing more instead of buying.
It can be anything. Does anybody have a pair of black socks I can borrow? It can be anything.
It could be anything.
Yes. Number 4 is stop spending money just to stay entertained. We're very entertainment-oriented culture, for one thing. So
Yeah.
it's easy to get kind of sucked up into that and go, hey, when I'm not having to work there for my money, I'm going to spend that money for somebody to take 3 balls and juggle them in front of me. That was entertainment hundreds of years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's taken all forms. There's more than just juggling and clown play. Now there's one thing we've realized since moving to the Western North Carolina is that some of our favorite days cost almost nothing.
Or nothing.
Or nothing, yeah. Riding our bikes into town, taking the dogs for a walk, packing a picnic, getting 3 tennis balls and juggling them.
Sure.
Visit a local farmer's market or simply enjoy coffee on the porch.
Yeah, I mean, none of these activities require a big budget. Some of them don't require any budget. We already had our bikes.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
the day that we went and rode our bikes on the Greenway Trail was one of the best days I've had in a long time.
Right.
I mean, we saw, I think we talked
already
about
had
this.
our dogs too.
Yeah, I think we talked about this. We happened to see a deer. It was like Snow White, really.
Yeah.
It was like we were just walking through a little fairy tale, and it was riding through a fairy tale.
Mm-hmm.
It was great. They didn't cost anything.
Nope.
Entertainment doesn't always have to come with an admission ticket. You
That's
know,
right.
You probably pay for streaming. If you don't pay for streaming, oh, that's wonderful. If you have the Roku app, there are plenty of streaming services that offer free movies. You might have to deal with a commercial, but that's okay. Jerry and I have watched some free movies on some of those. Do you remember what they're called? Can you throw some out?
Stuff like, you mean apps like Tubi? And,
Yes, Tubi.
Tubi, Freevee.
Yeah.
There's another one that I kind of lean on sometimes.
There used to be one called Crackle. I don't know if that one exists anymore.
Yeah, I think that merged with one of the other ones, like Tubi or something. I don't know. Some things like that have gone on. Those are pretty good. Those apps.
And you know what? If you've listened to us for a long time, you probably know we haven't had Amazon Prime in forever. Now, look, we're not going to lie. We get on Amazon and buy things here and there that are going to be cheaper, but we just deal with the shipping not coming fast. I mean, it's okay to not have Amazon Prime. I think when we tell people that, they think it's like if you tell them you don't have a TV, they freak out.
Yeah.
You know, what are you doing? You can live without both.
Yeah. You can ruin somebody's day by by telling them you don't have a TV.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
And to be fair, we do have a projector that
We do.
streams, but we don't
Yeah.
have a TV.
Right.
But anyway, the whole point here is be thinking about things that can keep even adults, not just children, entertained. You know, our free Get Outdoors challenge offers 30 different ways that you can enjoy the outside for free.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right.
There's a ton of things that you can do that you don't have to spend money on. Moving to the mountains has changed a lot for us, and one thing we didn't expect was how much we would fall in love with exploring by bike again.
Yeah, our Velotric e-bikes have become part of our everyday life. Sometimes we're riding the Greenway, sometimes we're running errands, and sometimes we're just seeing where the day takes us.
We love that they make getting outside easier, and we don't have to be training for a Tour de France. Tour de France? Tour de France. Tomatoes, right?
Yeah.
We can just hop on, enjoy the ride, and still have plenty of energy left to enjoy the rest of the day.
Which is good because these knees appreciate a little pedal assist.
Right? And we've discovered so many little places we probably would have just driven right past otherwise. And that's become one of our favorite things about living here.
You darn tootin'. We even find ourselves choosing the bikes over the car whenever we can. It's just more fun.
Plus, you can ride as much or as little as you want. Thanks again, e-bikes.
Mm-hmm.
Some days we're out for a couple of hours, and some days it's just a quick ride to grab coffee or flowers at the market.
That's right. And let's be honest, we're not getting any younger, but these bikes make us feel like kids again.
And that is probably the best way to describe them. They're not about going faster, although we do love that.
Mm-hmm.
They're about getting outside more and having fun.
That's right. If you've been thinking about an e-bike, head over to arnerventures.com patreon.com/Velotric to grab our current discount and see the bikes we're riding.
Maybe we'll see you out on the trails.
Just don't be surprised if we're stopping to look at a deer or take another sunset picture.
Well, number 5 is give yourself time before buying. So if you are someone who you see something, you want it, you're getting online, you're adding it to your cart and you're paying for it and getting it. First of all, as we talked about in the first point, is that maybe see if there are other options for it. Maybe you can buy it in a resale marketplace, Facebook marketplace, gently used or even brand new. Impulse purchases happen to all of us. You know, when we're considering something that isn't a necessity, what we do is we sort of have a rule where you wait a day or two before deciding that you're going to go ahead and add to cart or whatever it is. Sometimes we still buy it. Sometimes it's something that we do need. Other times we completely forget about it, which tells us that we probably didn't need it after all. Yeah. So giving yourself a little space between wanting something, buying it, can make a big difference over time. So I'll tell you this from just having an insight of marketing. If you put something in your online cart, and you may know this already, wait a day or two, and you think you still need it, oftentimes you're going to find an email with a discount code waiting for you. You probably know if you put something in your cart on a retail site, you've probably gotten those emails a day or two later. It says, did you forget something? Well, here's 20% off or whatever for you to go ahead and make that purchase. It's an automated process for these online shopping retailers that is like a back-end app feature called abandoned cart. And a lot of these people, even vacation homes, I did some marketing for a vacation real estate company, and they had a feature called abandoned cart. So if someone was looking at a beachfront property for their vacation and they got out of the app or they got out of the website, they would receive an email later that said, oh, did you forget something? You know, don't forget this house has this, this, and this. And it's just a website feature called abandoned cart, or it could be called something else, but it's a way to keep you as a customer. So a lot of times it is worth it for you to wait. And a lot of times it's just remember, it's a marketing ploy to get you to come back. So you don't have to go back and add it and go ahead and purchase it. But maybe try that. Put it in your online cart. Think about it for a day or two. And then if you feel like it's something that you want to go ahead and purchase or make a payment for, do it. But if not, you just put some more space between wanting the item and actually making the purchase.
Yeah. And also, too, even if there isn't a discount code, you might, after 24 hours, think, I didn't need that. I didn't need that toilet brush that had a can opener on the other end of it.
We do like items that are dual usage.
Dual usage, but in that case, you realize maybe that's not the best dual purpose product.
Sure, it's not up our alley.
Not up our alley anyway. It might be for some, but in our case, I think waiting 24 hours would probably say that's just not a good idea. It's not going to last, and we don't need one.
That's true.
Yeah. We'll move on to number 6. Use what you already have. It's easy to overlook what we already own.
Oh, totally.
Everything we own becomes wallpaper within days. You know what I'm saying? It's like
it blends in to everything.
It blends in. We'll challenge ourselves to make meals from what's already in the pantry before heading to the grocery store. We'll shop on our own closets before we buy something new.
Sometimes we'll even move furniture or decorations around to keep things feeling fresh without spending anything.
Yeah.
I love that.
I love that too, yeah. Using what you already have isn't about depriving yourself. It's about appreciating what's already there. And then you kind of remember what's already there, where and you can, maybe you're taking some of that wallpaper down.
Well, even like this morning, I said, I wonder, even in the morning, we're sort of planning our day. We're like, what are we going to have for dinner tonight? Because it's Sunday, it's bed rot. And what are we going to have for dinner? And we were kind of like, oh my gosh, we don't really have anything. And you open the freezer and you're like, oh, wait, we do have this. And I was like, we still have that? So it's like, if we weren't those people who would check, we would go buy something instead. So when it comes to groceries especially, we have, and you can download it for free, a what's for dinner checklist that can help you save money by planning a little bit. So we, keep a list of our meals for the week so that if you are ever doubting it, you're just like, oh, wait a minute, we do have the stuff to make that little lasagna, or we have the stuff to make Mexican night, or whatever it is. It's just a way to stay a little bit organized, but to use what you already have.
Mm-hmm.
It's sort of like raiding the cabinet situation. Like, let's just go through everything instead of keeping a box of pasta at the back of the cabinet for a year and let it expire, you know?
And pasta with a mustard base is surprisingly good.
What do you mean?
Oh, I'm just talking about mixing things that you wouldn't ordinarily.
I was like, that doesn't sound good at all to me.
It's not. I was just kind of... Give me 24 hours to think about that, and I'll be repulsed.
Okay,
but,
great.
At the moment, it's sounding kind of cool.
Okay.
We're moving on to number 7.
We
Boy,
are.
We're moving right along, aren't we?
We are.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, number 7 is spend more on things that add long-term value. Now, listen, I used to be the girl that would go to the dollar aisle at Target. Do they even have it anymore? I haven't been to a Target in forever. I would go to Dollar Tree. I would shop from Shein or Shein or however you say it. Some of those fast fashion places. I'm not getting on my pedestal here. I'm just saying that it's terrible, okay? It's like those things are the cheapest option, and lots of times that does not mean it's going to last. Now, look, I have some items in my closet, a couple of sundresses that came from some of those fast fashion places years ago. I still wear them, and I'm going to wear them until they're falling off of me because I feel so bad about it, okay? Sometimes spending a little more up front saves you money in the long run, and you're supporting, you know, some of the slower manufacturers that have better quality. For example, not clothing-wise, one of the things that's a great investment, a great example for us recently is our Velotric e-bikes.
Mm-hmm.
They're not inexpensive, but they've become one of our favorite ways to get around. They've replaced many short car trips, which also gives us something that we genuinely enjoy. We talked about that a while ago.
Mm-hmm.
The same can be true for quality shoes. Okay, there was a pair of shoes that we walk a lot, obviously, Jerry and I put a lot of miles on my tennis shoes. Well, there's a kind of shoe that I like and that are really good quality, and I used to buy them brand new. Well, after about, 9 or 10 months, they're usually wearing out, and they become yard shoes, and then I need better walking shoes. So what I have now done is I go on Poshmark, and I'm looking for that brand of shoe that someone either bought and they're brand new still at less than half the cost of retail, or they are gently used and they're super cheap. So you don't have to spend a lot of money in quality items if you're smart about it. Same with cookware or a mattress that you're going to use every day. You're going to want to invest in something that's a better quality so that mattress doesn't end up in the landfill, you know?
Yeah.
We try to focus on value and quality rather than just price. The cheapest thing isn't always the best. But with that being said, you don't have to spend a ton on things that are great value.
No, that's, and you make a good point there.
You know that time of year when the windows are open and Ruby and Nugget are in and out all day on the catio and you just want life to feel a little lighter?
Yeah, and one thing we've had for all these years that still gets used every single day is our Cozy Earth stuff.
Their bamboo sheets are our favorite this time of year. They're cool, soft, and they don't trap heat, which is important because neither of us likes to wake up sweaty.
Especially me. I run a little hot, and I can definitely tell a difference.
But it's not just the sheets. We practically live in their loungewear. Some mornings start with coffee on the porch, then taking Rue and B for a walk. And before you know it, when we're heading back from the walk or an easy hike, we've not even changed.
That's what I love about it. It's comfortable enough for lazy Sundays, but it doesn't feel like pajamas. I've worn Cozy Earth stuff on road trips, around the fire pit, and just about everywhere in between.
And speaking of those Cozy Earth pajamas, I don't think I've seen you voluntarily wear jeans around the house in years.
Well, because jeans have no elastic stretch. And that's what I've gotten to like. The stretch knit pajama pants have ruined me. I wear them so much that if they're in the wash, I start wondering what I did before Cozy Earth.
He's not kidding, you guys. I think really, Jerry, you own jeans just to make appearances.
Probably true.
And after years of washing everything, the quality has really impressed us. On all of the items, there's no pilling, no fading, just pieces we reach for over and over again, including those sheets.
Yeah, whether we're working from home, traveling, hanging out with the pups and Nugget, or sneaking away for a little venture, Cozy Earth has become part of our everyday life.
And if you've been wanting to treat yourself, you can save on sheets, loungewear, robes, everything site-wide by visiting arneraventures.com/cozyearth.
It's one of those upgrades you notice immediately.
And one that makes coming home feel even better.
You're darn right. This is number 8. Ask one simple question. Before making a purchase, we've started asking ourselves, will this make my life better a month from now? If the answer is yes, it's probably worth considering. If the excitement is likely to wear off after a few days, then you want to pass.
Yeah.
It's a pretty simple question.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's a simple question, but it has saved us from plenty of impulse purchases.
I agree.
I'll tell you that for sure.
It's sort of the same thing as like we think we need it, and then we want something, and you put it in the cart, or we put it on our app that we have like our list in of things that we need to get. And then later on, I've said to you before, take that off. I don't need that.
Yeah.
We don't need that.
Yeah.
So just ask yourself that question. Is it going to be something that still makes your life, that is it an addition to your life? Is it something that makes your life better?
Well, that happened just yesterday when I said every household needs a toilet brush with a can opener on the other end of it. And you said give yourself 24 hours to really think about that.
And I'm thinking this morning you thought twice about it.
I did, yeah.
Listen, the point of all of this is living well doesn't have to cost a fortune. You know, life really has become more expensive, and we feel it. We feel it too. But we've also learned that some of our happiest moments have very little to do with spending money. Like Jerry said earlier, morning coffee on the porch, a bike ride together, watching the dogs in the yard, our cat on his catio. Oh my gosh, that is such great entertainment.
Or our dogs on the catio.
Or our dogs on the catio. They love it just as much as Nugget does.
Borrowing a great true crime book from the library, or borrowing any book you love from the library. Yeah, cooking dinner at home and then eating it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Watching the sunset.
Yeah.
Especially, oh my gosh, we've had 2 great places that we've now lived with great sunsets, being on the coast and then here. Remember the other morning we got up early to do the bikes, and I said, look over there, and the sunrise was coming up behind the mountains, and it was pink and purple, and it was so pretty.
It is neat to see it behind a mountain range. I haven't really ever seen that much in my life, but so that's a novel experience nowadays for us.
Yeah.
None of these things require a big budget. But they've added a lot of value to our lives, and they can to yours too. You know?
And we're not, like we said, we're not saying that everyone should live exactly the way we do.
I'm saying that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Every situation is different, and some expenses cannot be avoided. I mean, yes, we get it. If you're feeling the squeeze of rising prices, and you're like, what are some ways we can cut back? These are ways that we feel like don't feel like cutting back so much, right? It's still a way of cutting back, of making some small changes that add up over time, but it shouldn't feel difficult. These are all like sort of fun things that you can do. And afterwards, when you've saved money by borrowing something that you would have spent money on, and all those things add up, I mean, it's kind of exciting, I think.
Yeah, it definitely is, yeah. Sometimes the biggest savings don't come from cutting back. They come from making small changes that add up over time. If this episode resonated with you, or if you know of someone who would benefit from what we talked about, please share it with a friend.
It's a great way of supporting the podcast, and we really appreciate it.
Another way of supporting the pod is by leaving us a 5-star review or rating on the platform you are listening to us on.
And go ahead and hit that subscribe button. That also supports us. You can always find us, the show notes, and sponsors who support the podcast at arneraventures.com.
And until next time, enjoy the journey you're on. We're wishing you lots of adventures.
Bye-bye.